of the requirements of the NILAS AI hackathon. So basically, LinkLoom is an API that can be integrated with third-party email clients to help users highlight specific part of an email, leave comments, and share annotations with other authorized collaborators. This connects with the OpenAI for auto generation of annotations and also the Nylas email client, such that we are able to read emails from Nylas and also confirm the identity of users on the platform. Let's jump right into the API. So I have here Insomnia already opened. As you can see, we have the first, the create annotation. So annotation is a note. So I have a specific. So what I do is I come here, I connect to the when the front end user tries to connect with this API, all he needs to do is just send us the email client. But let me grab an email ID from here. The email ID rather. Let me grab an email ID from here. So I've connected already to Nyla, so I can read some of my emails. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Kind of looking for one that I haven't used before. Okay, hopefully this hopefully this is still empty. So I go to create annotation and I enter this and I say testing annotation. Hit send. Now what it does is it connects to Nihilus now to confirm one, the email ID that I shared here, and two, the user email who have access or who have dropped the message to that on that particular email. So people who the email was sent to, the sender of the email, people copied in the email are the only ones who can actually act on an annotation. So here you see that it was successful. So say I hit this again because we want to prevent recurrence of just duplicating annotations. So you see you've already created notes similar to this current annotation. Now if I go to all of my thread annotations, I can come here, copy my email ID, go to thread, hit enter, hit send, and I see the annotation. Remember, it's a special annotation I use, and this is the annotation ID, email ID, the user who created annotation, and I specified it as a tags. So annotation labels can be of various kinds: tags, email requests, reviews, so many other things that we have already identified within the platform. What we can use as an annotation label. So if I were to get a single annotation, basically this is so okay. Let me try to create multiple of this. Let's call this session annotation two, connects to Nylas. Like I mentioned earlier, it's test for, oh okay, so maybe I already have used this user, this particular test on this. Let me change this. Let's probably just move on so we don't have spend much of our time on this. So this is a single, and then you have this as successful response. I can also create patch. Now patches, I have the annotator ID, the annotation ID here, and I have the email ID here. And now the reason you have this error response is because this test at test.com is not the participant of that email ID or email thread itself. So this user has not sent any email within that thread. Same as we have left out authentication to the application level itself. So whoever integrates with this API handles authentication on their end, while we just retrieve the email users information. The reason for this is so that we prevent duplicity of effort, especially as this will be some sort of an inconvenience to the user themselves. So we then work with the, so I know for this email can confirm that this is a valid email address for this. So yeah, you can see updated successfully. If you want to delete, you can also delete an annotation. And okay, let me share a sample of this. So if I have this thread, this is auto create annotation. Now this feature works in the sense that you just highlight specific, so the front end gives the user the option to highlight specific part of an email. So once they highlight it, that part of the email is, and call this endpoint, that text is sent to this endpoint, which does this, and then see, and then we then once we hit it, we then send OpenAI to auto generate a category, not well per se, it's categorizing that annotation as well as returning the message. So let me see, draw a bag design. Let me try this is something, and then we hit send. So it's trying to connect with, and then you see it's auto categorization has categorized this as a tax, and it returns the annotation. So this is then returned back to the front end, who then knows, decides on what to do. Should the user accept it or decline, whatever he wants. And then for single, you can also create a comment on an annotation. Okay, because this is saying duplicate comment already. Let me try this new comments on this annotation, and then what it does is it confirms this. So if this user at every point in time we hit the Nylas API to confirm the email participants. So if this is not a participant of that email, he cannot act on that annotation. So you see it's successful. So let me get this annotation ID and then come here, it's sent here. So I get all of the comments. So the this feature, oh sorry, I have a wrong server. So this feature offers users the ability to actually drop comments. So we can, this is like an interaction outside of the email interaction itself. So I have an annotation already created, which is visible to everybody, every participant of that email. Now, okay, so I see you have a meeting by 12, for instance, the meeting request was created, and then an annotation called meeting request by 12. So probably I want to change it. I can come in there and then say updates, drop a comment any really on that particular annotation. It's just kind of making it an informal sort of engagement happening on the formal tool like an email. That's what this is. So we have all of the comments on that particular annotation. I would also like to mention that there are a couple of things to be done on this. One of which is we currently, because of little time left in the hackathon, we I or rather I have planned initially to integrate with the scheduling API of Nylas, such that when it sees waiting requests, it auto calls the scheduling API so that it automatically creates an API as well. But that's likely going to be in the next version or the next iteration of the development. I think that's basically it for us. And I'm hoping that this will be used, integrated fully into or used by developers in developing tools that would make email communication more seamless. Thank you.